So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like for so long I've just had the goal to get more flexible, and I've just not done anything, made no significant progress towards this goal. I just found it so difficult. Um, yeah, I'm just one of these guys who's just like a plank of wood, basically, like really unflexible. And I meet a lot of people who are in the same situation, like they just can't stretch at all, constantly hunched over, and it's shit because you're just kind of uncomfortable in your own body. You just kind of feel, yeah, it's such an annoying way to be. You're always in your body, and if your body's tense and rigid, then you're just constantly like a little bit uncomfortable, and it's really annoying. And I want to improve it, and I've taken no real meaningful progress towards this. I've tried different stretching routines in the past, and it's never really got me anywhere. I've never stuck with it long enough or got on the right routine to do it there's just always been something that's really stopped me from making significant progress, and I've been really stuck about what to do with it. But I've come up with a plan for what I'm going to do over the next, I would say, 3 to 6 months. That is going to be, I think, is going to be the start of a change. So, before I tell you what it is, I'm going to tell you about what I did when I first wanted to start putting on muscle. Because I remember being in the same situation about 2-3 years ago, when I was thinking to myself, like, I really want to put on some muscle. Like, I went to the gym a bit, but very inconsistently, did a bit of calisthenics here and there, all this stuff, but I hadn't made any significant progress towards improving my physique. And I just thought, I've got to change, I've got to do something. And so I just thought to myself, like, what could I do every day that would push me towards the direction of being in better physical shape? Like, what tiny habit could I form every day, right? Atomic Habits, exactly the same thing. And I thought to myself, well, I could do one push-up every day. And this sounds insane, but that was the protocol that I stuck to for the following 3 months, like for the summer basically of that year. It's just like every day I'd just force myself to do one push-up. Now, obviously, you know how it is. You do one push-up and one turns into two, two turns into three. Next thing you know, you're doing a whole workout, which is often what would happen. I'd do one, and it's quite fun doing press-ups when you get into it. So I would often just do like a full body exercise, right? But I always started with just one, and there were many days where I did just do one. There were some days where I was traveling around Europe, just sleeping in hostels and stuff like that, and I'd not have much spare time. And I remember a few nights I'd just be in bed and I'd be like, oh fuck, I haven't done my press ups for today, and I'd just turn over in bed and just do one and then go to sleep or on the beds. Now, obviously, not very good for your sleep schedule or whatever, but you get my point. That was kind of my thought process. Like, however bad, however hasty it is, doesn't matter. Just do at least one press up every day. And I would say this was, I remember getting to the end of this period of my life, and I saw like significant progress in my physique. Now, I'm not like a huge guy by any means, and I still have a long way to go or whatever, but there was a noticeable difference, at least to me. I could see, actually, yeah, I've made progress here. I've got a little bit more muscle mass on my upper body than I did 3 months ago. And that was extremely powerful to realise that. And, after that I got a bit more into going to the gym more properly and stuff like that, and put on more muscle mass and stuff like that. But I honestly think that period of just disciplining myself to do one press up every day was the most effective, because it was just so simple and it was so easy to stick to, and it was so easy to get consistent in it. There was no complication, So anyway, I was thinking to myself, could there be some kind of similar thing I could do with stretching? You know, because that's the thing that people always say about stretching is you got to do it every day, right? And I thought, yeah, there is actually. I could just commit myself to do one kind of stretch every day. And it's difficult with stretching because, in a sense, I just want my whole body to be more flexible, right? So there's nothing really obvious that comes to mind as like a good stretch that I can do every day. Obviously, there are certain areas of my body that I want to be more flexible than others, but you know, I was thinking a lot about what I want to be more flexible, and I just thought to myself, I should just find the stretch that's most convenient to do, and do that every day, and stretch whatever region of the body that is, and then that's just a start. Once one part of the body becomes more flexible, then the rest, I'll just see progress, and that'll be enough of a motivation for me to take it to the next level. So anyway, I decided to go with a forward fold, which is kind of yoga pose, where you just kind of, you can go look it up, I'm not going to do it right now, but you just basically you sort of lean into your legs and sort of try and straighten them, and you try and get your legs as straight as possible. And my hamstrings are so tense that I'm basically like, my legs are at a 90-degree angle, and then they're meant to be completely straight, but mine are literally at a 90-degree angle. So I've just committed myself to do that one every day, because my hamstrings, that's an area that is tense that I could do with stretching out, I know I was reading a lot about, I've got kind of bow posture where a lot of the, my spine sort of curves at the bottom, rather than further up, which a lot of people have, right? It's quite common. And a lot of people were saying, actually, the best thing to do is to stretch your calves for that instead. That's more beneficial than stretching your hamstrings. But I just thought it's much easier to commit to doing a forward fold every day than it is to stretching my calves every day. It would just be a little bit easier to hold myself accountable to that, and that's really what I want with this, is just consistency rather than the optimal stretching. So that's what I've gone with, and just like every day from now on, I will do I am doing a forward fold for literally like 2 seconds, just like get into the pose, okay, cool, then come out again. Just do that at least once a day. And I'm going to do this for the next 3 to 6 months, and I'm going to see what changes. But one thing's for sure is it is going to be very slow progress. Like, I have got to recognise that basically for the first 3 months of me doing this, I'm not going to see any change whatsoever. Like, that's the thing, I've been doing it for like a couple of weeks now, and I'm getting impatient. I'm like, oh, when's this going to start stretching? When am I going to be more flexible? But stretching is one of those things where it's just a long game, and you just got to play it, keep on playing it for ages until you eventually get the results. And yeah, it's going to take a very long while. But all that I need is just a small but noticeable difference. And I predict if I keep this consistency, like what life has taught me so far, is that in 3 to 6 months' time, if I hold myself accountable to this, I will be a little bit more flexible. And that will be such a powerful win that to have actually made some progress in this goal, that it will really carry me forwards. And yeah, so anyway, that's my plan. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated to see how it goes. But apart from that, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure. And if you click the top link in the description, I'm doing some coaching at the moment. Would be lovely to hear from you if you want someone to help you form some goals, get accountable, define more of a purpose in your life, that kind of thing. So yeah, but apart from that, see you in the next one. Cheers.